And you guys, we made it our question of the day. Where does your dog or pet sleep? Well, I'm happy to say now we get an expert opinion. Our favorite expert, in fact, Nathan Lowe, the Indie Dog Whisperer. He's here to help us with what we should be doing when it comes to our furry friends and their sleep habits.
Well, a very happy Tuesday morning to each one of you. I'm Nathan Lowe, the Indie Dog Whisperer. Today, we are going to talk about sweet dreams for your dog, or how to give your dog the best rest possible. Now, question one is, where should your dog sleep? Let me first tell you where your dog should not sleep. Your dog should not sleep on top of your bed, and here is why. First of all, the ranking members of the pack are the ones that sleep in the elevated positions. Number two, when a dog sleeps on top of your scent on a bed, what they do is take their scent and soak it down into your scent. It's somewhat similar to if you see a dog that is peeing on top of other dogs' pee. They're asserting their scent over the top of those dogs' scent to exert dominance. You don't want your dog doing this. Some of the most difficult situations I have encountered are dogs that regularly sleep in the bed and then become very vicious toward anyone or anything that gets near their person. I've even seen with husbands and wives, when the husband gets up, goes to the bathroom, the dog will growl as the husband re-enters, letting the husband know the wife's mine. Something to be on guard for. Also, make sure your dog doesn't sleep alone. It's not good for a dog psychologically to sleep by themselves. That is something that they would not do in the wild. They're always together when they bed down, so just be cautious of that. I let a dog sleep anywhere they want at night, as long as they're not on the bed. And if your dog is destructive and you can't leave them out at night, just make sure the kennel is in a room where they can see and smell people. Number two, what should your dog sleep on or in? Dogs love, love, love furry beds and rugs. Why is the question? Why do dogs love furry stuff? Well, I think there's a couple reasons for it. One, it reminds them of nursing at their mother, which is a comfort thing. And also, when they bed down, they do usually bed down next to each other, so they feel each other's fur. So I think having that fur is comforting to a dog. So I recommend really deep pile beds or rugs for your dog to sleep on. However, you may have a breed that gets really hot. A lot of doodles get super heated up and actually don't prefer that. You'll actually find them stretched out on tile or a bare wood floor because it's cooler. And that's absolutely fine in that case. Give them the freedom to do that. Now, what you do need to be on guard for is that dogs do sometimes guard their bed. And if you have a dog that is guarding a bed, I do pick those beds up, and there usually is plenty of rug space for a dog to sleep on. But if a dog guards a bed, you have an issue, and you don't want that to happen. Now, when it comes to improving your dog's sleep quality, I have a few suggestions. One, don't do evening feedings with your dog. Okay, don't get something on their stomach late. My preference is to feed a dog their food all at once in the morning. It more simulates a hunt. Dogs hunt, they make a kill, they eat, and that's it. Sometimes for a couple days, sometimes for a couple weeks in the wild. I prefer to give them all their food at one time in the morning. They go out, they do their business, and then they're done. Okay, they go to bed, they sleep sound, they wake up, and they're ready to eat again the next morning. So I think this improves their sleep quality. Also, if your dog likes to get up in the middle of the night and wants you to let them out, don't do that. They don't need to go out. They can hold it. This disturbs their rest because they know they're going to get up, and it actually conditions them that it's time to get up and go outside once, twice, however many times a night you've been doing this with them. Now, if your dog is in a kennel, and some folks do have their dog in a kennel, like I said, I believe the kennel should be in a bedroom so the dog can see and hear people. If the dog whines in the kennel or puts up a protest at a certain hour, and I've had dogs do that I've watched, I approach the cage and say, shh, give them a little look, and go back to my bed. They can hold it, barring a medical emergency or anything like that, and you should know your dog's whine if it's something that they're really disturbed by. But if it's just a begging whine to go outside, you do not want to condition your dog to get that started with you. Hopefully these tips are helpful for you in helping give your dog the best sleep possible. I'm Nathan Lowe, the Indie Dog Whisperer.
Wow, so interesting. Remember, everybody, if you have a question or concern about your dog to share with Nathan, please just head to our Facebook page. We would love to receive that question. Leave a comment you may have about your pet. The great thing is Nathan's going to answer it during one of his live segments right here on Indie Style. You guys know a lot of times I take notes on Nathan's segments. This time I was taking notes for my parents, not to throw them under the bus, but there was a lot that they could learn, Amber, from everything he had to say.
I just let Mom and Dad, you are doing this wrong. Nathan says so, but what great information. Anessa and I were sitting here in awe, just listening and just watching like, oh, wow, that's, yeah, okay, now we can see that, right? So yeah, be sure if you have a question to ask Nathan as well on our Facebook page. Okay.